Okay, so I just finished a shelving project here in the truck camper. This space here is one of the wardrobes, and it just never really worked very well for us. This is a spice rack on this side, which we don't really use because unless you're parked, everything falls out of it anyway, so it's kind of a stash cabinet. You see all the assorted things that are in there. So what we have here is I bought some 1x12 top grade appearance grade pine and some 1x2. This here's a 1x12 and this is a 1x2. So I used the 1x2s to make supports that go in the four corners of the board, and so those hold up each corner, and I have two screws going down into each of those support boards, so it's very solid. Then so the pine looks decent. It's pretty solid stuff. This here's the other one, and there's the bottom. I'm gonna put a screw into that board in the back there and screw that into the side, get a better attachment on that. And what do we got here? So yeah, anyway, I'll use the bottom of it for foil and stuff like that. The middle one will put I don't know, like paper towels, toilet paper, things of that nature, toiletries. And then the top one, we can put towels and shower stuff up there. And so that should work out pretty good. Here is some of the stuff that was in there. And everything in that cabinet ends up being a pile. And you know that everything that's on the bed right now was in there, and you couldn't really see what was in there. So there you go. All the small foils and Ziplocs and all that stuff will just go into this cabinet. So you can see that that'll be a pretty good use of space for that. We can get foil, saran wrap, Ziplocs, other things of that nature in there. And I put the 1x2s up like this so that it'll keep things from sliding out. And it's pretty solid. I would have used the nail guns, except for all the nail guns are at job sites away from me, and so I just measured it and screwed things together. So anyway, there's a good little project for you if you need to increase your storage space in the truck camper. Okay, so I still need to figure out a little better way to put my inverter in there, but now maybe I'll just leave it. That's where all the electrical stuff, electrical connections are, down in this cabinet, so maybe I won't worry too much about it. Okay, so and just to show you how this was, this is the other cabinet. So we got a couple of shoes in here. It's laundry that I got to get cleaned up, and then I had to dig some tools out here. Okay, so anyway, yeah, what did we have to do? Had to cut these on a table saw, so I had to rip these down from 11 1/2 to 10 7/8, And then also it was a slightly tapered fit along this wall here. And this side wall here is where the shower is. And so this is just kind of bowed on that side. If I want to, I could get a piece of scribe, which is just a thin piece of wood that I could put down, and it will conform to the wall. And it's 3/4 wide, maybe a 1/4 of an inch thick, but I could brad nail that down, and that will cover up the gap on the side on both of these. Okay, so I did make some scribe, 1/4 inch thick, and so what we have here is you can press it and then brad nail it down into the plywood. But then it occurred to me that over here is the pantry, and if I reach around here into the pantry and push on that panel, move this, okay, so if I go in here, I can get rid of the gap. And so what I could do is put about 3 or 4 screws into the side of the plywood shelf, and that would take care of the gap problem. Do that down here too. So that might be the way I end up dealing with this instead of the scribe. The scribe, I would use that if that panel was a solid wall, but it's probably just 1/4 inch plywood or luan or door skin or whatever you want to call it. And so anyway, about 3 or 4 screws into the side of the shelf, and that will hold it flat and no problem. This side here, I tapered that, and it fits nice and snug against the wall, so I'm not worried about that side. But that side, yeah, that has a little bit of a gap issue. So okay, so that's the one quick little update on this project. But otherwise, I'm going to vacuum this out now, clean it up, and load things in. Getting ready for my next excursion. And then also what I had to do here too was, you see this 3/8 round, so I had to back cut these pieces so that they would come up flush onto the spice rack, and then cut these front pieces of 1x2 so that they would nail on the front. You know, this looks nicer than the edge of the plywood, and then it also will hold things from sliding out of there. And so we cut all these pieces, the face piece, supports in the 4 corners, and yeah, so most of that was done on a table saw. And let's see, got the jigsaw, chop saw, table saw. So those did pretty much all the work. Okay, that's it for now, so I will see you later. So I got all that stuff cleared off the bed and put it into the cabinet. So we've got our toiletry stuff up here: Band-Aids, paper towel, roll of toilet paper. It's got to be worth a couple $100 right there. Level 2, we have some garbage bags, flashlights for now. And down here, you see we've got plenty of selection of foils, cellophanes, Ziplocs, and we can also fit in parchment paper and other stuff that we need to get in. So this one here, yeah, we'll be doing other stuff with this yet. Yeah, because paper towels and toilet paper will go down here, and then we'll also keep bags and garbage stuff in here too. Not garbage, but the bags for garbage. And then up here, this will be like my contact stuff and toothpaste, all that kind of stuff, toilet papers, paper towels. And so that should work out pretty good. Gained a lot of useful storage by doing this. And remember, it used to just be, everything was just stuffed down in there, and it was just a pile, and you could pile it up about halfway before it would start to flow out the door. So yeah, winner. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Hope you got a good idea out of this. Please do consider subscribing, and we will see you on the next video.